I know the thoughts that I think toward you, says Yahweh. Thoughts of peace and not of evil, to give you hope and a future. Jeremiah 29:11. I sincerely don't think I could have written this book any sooner. It had to be done when my healing was complete. It had to have a different kingdom perspective and not one born out of hurt and offense. And whether you left the church because it was God's timing, or even if you didn't inquire of the Lord before leaving, there is a specific thing or things God will help you grow in and learn. There are enemies assigned to our souls by the evil one, which we need to slay. There are things in our character that we need to master. I've mentioned the term offense often in this book. The spirit of offense is a huge dark force that the church, the bride of Christ, needs to overcome to come to complete unity. This is the desire of Jesus' heart and one of his yet to be answered prayers. There will always be a person or situation that will disappoint and even offend us. We cannot change who people are or always control how a thing rolls out, but we can govern how we react. I'm not saying that we act as if we're superhuman and don't hurt. That is not realistic or healthy. I learned to be a stuffer as a child, and I didn't fully express what I was feeling when I was hurt or misunderstood or sad. And if you take that into a church setting, that may cause us to lean a bit more on the legalistic side of walking out our faith. And this may become unhealthy. God gave us emotions for a reason. Yeah, we should express them. And we do not do it in a way that is destructive to others or ourselves, such as through vices like drinking, drugs, and sex. I love how Mr. Rogers of Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood expressed his anger and frustration. He took it out on the keys of a piano. I've stated before that it did take me and my husband some time to get on the same page with God in understanding that this process had a purpose. There was a definite objective that God had in mind. This wasn't something happening to us or something bad happening to us. This was an answered prayer that showed up in a very unexpected way. Healing manifested itself in so many ways. And as I shifted my gaze from my church family, I could see there were areas in my biological family that needed focus and mending. My mom was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, which has taken a lot of effort and energy for my family to come to terms with and provide care for her. My son ended up moving back in with us, and by being available, we were able to help him process through some things and get on a good path with God. The natural byproduct of all of this is that our marriage grew stronger and my family became healthier. I am convinced that for the children of God who have committed themselves to follow his ways, no matter what, the enemy is only allowed so much activity in our lives. I'm reminded of Job, who suffered many persecutions. And God told Satan he could only go but so far with Job. And at the end of his process, God not only restored all that was taken from Job, but gave him back even more. God also took this opportunity to move those things out of Job's life that were a hindering force, such as a fearful heart. Know that the process, the purpose, will be very specific to your journey. And just as with Job's friends and accusers that didn't understand, it's not for others to understand what God has intended to sharpen our rough edges or push us into a new place of revelation about who He is. I know there were some that criticized our decision. I know they talked behind our backs and gossiped. I know they had all kinds of thoughts and words to say. I would have dreams about it all, and I heard what the enemy was whispering. And even those things, as we looked at them from a God perspective, were designed to push us up and taught us to rise above being misunderstood, rejected, and easily offended. When this process, this leg of the journey of learning was complete, both Joseph and I knew it was now time to branch out and do some new things, like me writing this book and him developing music. These new things were always in us, but we had to go through this purifying process for them to rise to the surface and begin to flow freely and unapologetically out of us. Here's a word you will hide from